महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। नमामि गौडपादं च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे। ओम नारायण नारायण नारायण। Today is the day of Sugama. Okay, so we discuss Sugama, that too in my broken English. Okay, so idam adhyasa lakshanam sarvatantra viruddham. In adhyasa bhashya, first he asked what is adhyasa. Aha koyam adhyaso nama. So uchyate, reply was given, smriti rupaha paratra purvadrishtavabhasaha. Smriti rupa, which is similar to remembered thing, and purvadrishtavabhasaha, as if it is seen before. It is just as if seen before. So here tam kechit, this some people explained differently. Anyatra anyadharma. Again some people say these are the two knowledges mixed up. Third one says one thing mistaken for other. In either way, one thing is common in all these definitions, that one thing is mistaken for different from what it is. This much we have told. Sarvatha tatha cha loke anubhavaha. Today's point. Today's point is lokanubhavanusari cha idam lakshanam. In Sugama, point 11. Okay, the point 11th point. So lokanubhavanusari cha idam lakshanam. This lakshanam is according to, in harmony with, in keeping with everybody's experience. Na kevalam sarvavadi sammatam idam adhyasa lakshanam. This Shankaracharya's definition of adhyasa, that you take something to be different from what it really is. You only take it, nothing happens there. The thing remains what it is. It is only in your perception alone you see it differently. In your perception alone you see it differently. The thing by itself remains just the same, even while you are perceiving it to be something different. Okay, so he says this definition is commonly agreed by all schools of philosophy. So na kevalam sarvavadi sammatam idam adhyasa lakshanam. This definition of adhyasa is not only agreeable to all, but also kintu pratipatranubhavanusaricha. It is also in harmony with, in keeping with everybody's experience. Earlier he told commonly agreeable to all. Now he says it is in keeping with everybody's anubhava. That means you look at your anubhava. You don't depend upon others' explanation. Look at yourself, your anubhava. You find it is just there. It is just there in your anubhava. How? Tatha cha loke anubhavaha. Bhashakaras, Shankaracharya statement, tatha cha loke anubhavaha. This is how you find the anubhava, experience of the people. Shuktikahi rajatavad avabhasate. Accordingly, it is a matter of common experience. Loke anubhavaha, it is a matter of common experience that seashell appears to be a silver. Shuktikahi rajatavad avabhasate. It is a common everybody's experience. Okay, little bit explanation of Swamiji. Let us go into it. Atra shuktika tavat paramartha vastu. Shuktika is a real entity lying there. Tasyam cha na rajatatvam asti. The seashell is lying there and it is not silver. It's very clear. Seashell is not silver. Okay. See, there is a seashell which is not silver, which doesn't contain any silver in it. Tasyam cha rajatvatvam asti. Athacha sa rajatavad avabhasate. Yet it appears to be silver. Why? Athacha sa rajatavad avabhasate purvadrushta rajata buddhi samskarat. Because of the samskara, because of your samskara of the silver which you have seen before sometimes. So the previously experienced rajata samskara remain in your mind, the impressions of previously experienced rajata. Okay, previously experienced silver's samskaras impression you have, and it is due to those impressions that you see the silver. This is an explanation from a common man's standpoint. Okay, the worldly adhyasas require a previous samskara. This is how the common man thinks. So the worldly instances of adhyasa are due to samskaras of previous thing. So we just take them for just explanation, although this cannot be proved. Okay. Atacha sa rajatavad avabhasate purvadrushta rajata buddhi samskara. Tasmat, idea is, see, it is due to your previously experienced rajata. It is due to your impressions of previously experienced silver. You are seeing the silver. Here, see how our philosophers talk about this thing. This is very interesting thing. The point is not, he is not trying to prove that previously you had experienced and carrying those samskaras, carrying those impressions of them, and due to those impressions you are seeing the snake here or silver here. So carrying the previous samskara is not the point to be proven here. We are not trying to prove that you are carrying the samskaras from the previous experience. What is stated is here, what you are seeing the snake is not a real snake, is not a real perception. That's what it means. Really there is no snake. You only have carried the samskara from previous thing. Generally when a person uses a mistake, you say, oh, it is not there. Somebody says, no, I have seen a person, he is wandering around here. No, you have seen him elsewhere, probably you are imagining that. So we give another explanation that you have carried the previous samskara. It only means it is not here. See, the point emphasis is the snake is not right in front of you. The silver is not right in front of you. Only to say that the silver is not right in front of you, this is another explanation that it is the perception of the silver is due to the samskaras you gathered from your previous experience of silver. Okay, so it is the samskara, it is due to the samskaras you are seeing the real silver. Now we are not trying to prove the samskaras. See, note the point. We are not trying to prove because nobody can prove. How can you prove? Only you feel that they might be samskaras. It is just more an explanation which looks convincing to everybody because we have seen before and again you see it here, probably it could be samskaras. It is just an explanation offered and it might be people think, but nobody can prove them. And the purpose is not to prove the samskaras of previous experience. When we are talking of the present silver, whether the silver is here or not, in adhyasa, in bhranti, in mistake, where you are seeing silver, Is there a real silver, or you are only seeing without it being there? This is what is the point throughout we have been discussing repeatedly. I am also emphasizing. This is because people want more a cause. How it happened, Bhranti is a Bhranti. Mistake is a mistake. Misunderstanding is a misunderstanding. Without the thing being really there, you start perceiving it. This is what is an important point here. And if you start the explanation of something, and the explanations, as we already told, there are more than one explanation, and none of them can be proven to be the only explanation possible, and each one can give his own speculative explanation. Nobody knows which of them is true, or none of them may be true. Okay, none of those explanations may be true. So again we will be in dilemma, we will be contradiction. The conflict, the difference of opinion will remain like that alone, unresolved. Okay, the contradictions, the difference of opinion will remain unresolved. Therefore, instead of going to that, when we say, whenever we talk of the previous samskara of the previous experience responsible for the present perception, we only mean that the present perception is only a perception without the thing being there. This is the most important point, I tell you. This is the contribution of Sachidananda Swamiji. It is only Swamiji brought out this. Most all the Vyakhyanakaras have been explaining previous samskara as if it is a proven fact. Swamiji is the only one who recognized it, that nobody knows. That what you are seeing is not really present is the only fact which is indisputable in everybody's life. Okay, see, tasmat asati rajate yat rajatavad avabhasanam shuktehe so adhyasaha bhranti. This is the main point. See, asati rajate, even then there is no snake or no silver. Even though there is no silver, yat rajatavad avabhasanam, you take it as if the real silver is there, you see it, but it is not there. Yet you see it, you cannot believe your eyes, it is. He says, I have seen the silver. It is silver. It looks like silver. I am not under mistake. I see the snake. I see the silver. Yes, you have seen the silver. But yet I tell you, it is not there. Oh my God. But without being, how can you say it is not there? I have seen. You have seen, it is correct. I am not denying your perception. See, it is an interesting thing. I am not denying your perception. You have seen it, but I tell you it is not there. How can it be not there when I have seen? You have seen it, but it is not there. This is very interesting. You say, I have seen. Sun is rising. I am seeing with my own eyes. Yes, sun has not risen. Sun is stationary. It doesn't move. Hey, how can you say that? When I have seen with my own eyes. You have seen with your own eyes. I say, I have no cataract. I have no problem. Yes, you have no problem. Your eyes are good. I believe you. If you want, I can show you my doctor certificate. Doctor has tested my eyes are working well. I don't need your certificate. I tell you your eyes are good. Without doctor certificate, I can tell you your eyes are good. But I'm not insane. My mind is also working well. I can see the things, cognitive problems I don't have. I can see the things as that. Yes, you can see. I know. I understand it. I accept it. I believe it. I have no doubt about it. Your mind is in good condition. Your eyes are in good condition. Yet you are capable of perceiving the facts, and you have seen them. And I admit, you have seen the sun rising. Yet I tell you, sun has not risen. Oh my God, what are you talking? Yes, this is what it is. So, see how, this is what we say. Your perception we are not denying. We only deny the thing, reality of the thing being there. In spite of you feeling it, that without the thing being there, you can perceive it. That is an interesting thing. That's why adhyasa anyatha grahanam. You see the sun is rising. Sun is traveling. But sun has never risen, never traveled. It is the earth that is moving. But you think that it is the sun. He says, earth has never moved. I tell you right from my childhood, from the period of my father, from the period of my grandfather, nobody told me earth has been moving. Earth is stationary. My father told, my grandfather told, my great-grandfather told, even greater grandfather also, everybody told the earth is here and our village is here, and our house is here, and our hola gaddala, and our fields are here. We have been working here, we have been living here. Earth is here, it is just immovable. Still it is wrong. He says, I have seen, not only me, all our villagers see. Let whole Indians see. Let whole Indians see earth is not moving, still it is moving. Oh my God. You are a very strange fellow, talking all different things, talking things different from everybody. What is this? When everybody says one thing, you say totally opposite. And he says, what can I do? That is a fact. I am not trying to distort. I have no intention to just oppose for sake of opposing what everybody says. It's not that I have a fancy to say everything opposite to what exactly others say. I have to take a stand exactly opposite to what others say. That is not my fancy. In fact, I also love to accept what everybody says. That's not the point. But the fact is that earth is moving, though you see it is not moving. The sun is rising and sun is traveling and setting. This is what you see. Still neither rises, nor travels, nor sets. Nor the sun changes its colors and size. Sun at the time of rising and setting looks very large and also very tender in his light. A tender that can be easily seen with our eyes. The light is not so bright affecting our vision. You can see them comfortably. Cool light, natural light. Color also is different. Size also is different. The brightness also is less. Okay? At the time of setting and rising, sun's brightness is less. The color also is slightly orange. Okay, it is orange. Size also big. But when it comes to here, the color changes, the size changes, brightness is, excess of brightness that you can't open your eyes and look at him. All this is false. Oh my God, but I am seeing. Yes, it is false. This is the strange thing. Therefore, tasmat asati rajate, the silver, in spite of silver not being there, yad rajatavad avabhasanam shukte. The seashell is taken to be snake. Iti so adhyasaha bhrantihi. That is adhyasa. That is bhranti. You feel exactly like that, like as if the thing is really there. As if the thing is really there, but it is not there. That's a strange thing. Vidita shuktika tattvasya vigalita rajata bhrantehe anubhavoyam. Here, the Bhashakara statement you see, tathacha loke anubhavaha. This is how is the experience of everybody. Okay, this is how the experience of everybody, loka. This is how the experience, common experience of everybody. Okay, common experience of everybody. What is it? Shuktika hi rajatavad avabhasate. That means it was not, the silver was not really there. The seashell alone appeared as if it is a silver. Oh my. So he says, this statement when can you make? Shuktika rajatavad avabhasate. Seashell appears to be a silver. When can you say? After you realize that it is not silver, it is seashell alone appeared as a silver. There was no silver. It was seashell. Actually, it has been, and it is seashell alone, which appeared like a silver. He says, Vidita Shuktika Tattvasya. After you come to realize the seashell, it is at that time. It is at that time you make a statement, oh my God, I took it to be silver. It is not silver, it is the seashell that is making me appear, that is making me see it, that is making me take it as a silver. Okay? I took it as a silver, it is really seashell. So after the seashell is falsified, after the silver is falsified, then seashell is recognized. It is at that point you say, make this statement, Shuktika hi rajata vadavabhasate. While seeing the silver, you don't say that, oh, I am seeing the sea, I am seeing the seashell as a silver, nobody says. While seeing the silver, you say, I am seeing the silver, that's all. When you see the snake, you say, I am seeing the snake. Okay. When you see the snake, you say, yes, I am seeing the snake. It is later when the light is brought, the snake goes away, snake gets falsified, means understood that it is false. It is at that time you say that, oh my God, this rope alone, it is this rope I mistook as a snake. Oh my God, it is rope alone. I mistook this rope as a snake. When do you say? When will you say that? After you understood the rope and the snake is falsified. Okay. It is at that time. So, vidita shuktika tattvasya vigalita rajata bhrantehe. That rajata bhranti vigalita melts away. Rajata bhranti, the illusion of silver just melts away, goes away. It is at that time you say that, oh my God, shuktika hi rajatavad avabhasate. But while seeing bhranti kale tu, next statement you see bhranti kale, during the illusion, when you are under the illusion, you would never recognize it is an illusion. This is a strange quality of illusion. Whenever you are under a mistake, you would not know that it is a mistake. Whenever you are dreaming, you never thought that you were dreaming. Did you ever say that I was dreaming? I am dreaming. During the dream, you think it was only waking. See the strangeness of it. Swakale satyavadbhati prabodhe satyasad bhavet. There is one shloka in Atma Bodha. Okay, it is attributed to Shankara. It doesn't seem to be Shankara's, but the shloka itself is beautiful. It is acceptable to Vedantins. Samsara swapna tulyo hi ragadveshadi sankulaha. Samsara is exactly similar to dream. How? In what sense? In what sense do you mean our present worldly experience, present mundane life? Present samsara is exactly like dream. How? In what sense? He says, Swakale satyavad bhati. While experiencing it, while you are in it, it looks like waking alone. It is the very nature of a dream that you take, that it looks like waking, that you take it to be a waking while you are experiencing it. You understand it to be dream only when you come out of it. Only when the dream ends, then you call it a dream. Okay? It is only when the dream ends, you come out of the dream, it is then that you call it a dream. Until then, you never call it dream. You only call it waking alone. Similarly, any misunderstanding, when you are under the spell of a misunderstanding, you would never know that you are under misunderstanding. You generally think that's how thing is. That is the fact. That's how the thing is. Only when you come out of it, then you recognize, oh my God, I misunderstood. It was a misunderstanding. When will you say, Ayyo, the snake was a mistake? Only after the snake is gone, you make the statement. When you are perceiving the snake, you never say, oh, this snake is a mistake, don't worry, it is all mistake. Does anybody say? Does anybody say, oh, all this is a mistake, it is not a snake at all? Nobody says. While seeing the snake, you say, I am seeing a snake. You wonder, my God, I saw the snake here and I came running, run away. I went very close to it. Luckily, I escaped. Oh my God, I went very close to it unmindfully. And as I accidentally saw it, I came running out. Okay, I jumped out of it. I came running out. He's panting with breath. And he says, my God, I went so close to the snake. Luckily, I was not bitten. People say, are you sure of the snake? Yes, it looked like a snake. Sure means what? Why are you doubting my snake? Why are you doubting my perception of the snake? I felt it is a snake. It was a snake. It was so I went very close to it. People say there is no possibility. Don't talk of that. When I have seen it directly, it is a snake. How do you say no possibility and all that? Don't dismiss the direct experience by your logic. So don't dismiss direct experience by your logic. Somebody told his name is Manjunatha and he is Manjunatha. Just to make fun of him, his classmates were telling, looking at him, they say, hey, who are you? I have seen you somewhere. You look like Manjunatha. And that fellow says, hey, come on, don't talk that. I am Manjunatha. Yes. Manjunatha also talks like this alone. He says that I am Manjunatha. Yes, you exactly look like Manjunatha. You also talk like Manjunatha. Then he says, hey, what are you telling? Talk like Manjunatha. I am look like Manjunatha. I am Manjunatha. Manjunatha also says like that. I am Manjunatha. Then he got angry. And he says, are you gone mad? And he got angry. He says, yes. Manjunatha also gets angry like this alone. You take the same fellow and call him, you look like Manjunatha. What does it mean? What does it mean? Like that. If you say that, hey, looked like snake. Why looked like snake? I saw the snake. He says, I saw the snake. How can you say that it looked like the snake? He says, there is no possibility. What do you mean that? When I have seen the snake and you say there is no possibility of snake coming, we don't know how it came, but it came. I saw it, I saw it with my own eyes. How can you deny that? So, when you are seeing the snake, you take it to be real snake. Nobody has any doubt. Sometimes you may have little doubt, but still even during the doubt, the illusion continues. Okay. You may have a little doubt, but the illusion remains. It will go away only after rope is spotted. After rope is spotted in the light, then you take a big relief. Big breath, you take a long breath. Oh my God, how I missed it. How much I was afraid, really. I was mortally afraid. I was wondering, how did the snake come here? And now I am sure, snake is gone. And he laughs at himself. He feels so much relieved because snake is gone. Not that snake is gone. He understands there was no snake. It's not that the snake which existed has gone. He understood which appeared to be snake is not there. It was only rope. Right from beginning it has been rope. So this is understanding. So therefore, Swakale Satyavad Bhati. Any adhyasa looks like real during adhyasa. Nobody suspects it. Only at a later time you say, oh, after everything is over. After you wake up, you say, oh, it doesn't exist. Ityeva pratyayah itad. See, Bhrantikale to rajatamidam ityeva pratyayah iti idam anubhava siddham. This is everybody's experience. Now next. Atra udaharane yadyapi shuktikayam rajatam nasti tatapi sthalantare tad vartate. Next point. This is where Swamiji is directly coming to the main point. Atra udaharane, in this instance, worldly instance, yadyapi shuktikayam rajatam nasti. The silver is not present in seashell. There is no silver. It is true. Tathapi yet sthalantare tad vartateva. Silver exists elsewhere. That means silver is a reality. Silver is a fact. There is such a metal called silver, which we have seen before, which others also talks about it. That there is an object called silver is well known to all. It exists somewhere at your home. Probably at the time of drinking your milk, you must have used a silver vessel. Some kind of a thing, you must have used it. So our silver vessel, silver puja material, somewhere something. So the real silver is there, but not here. That's the only difference. The silver where you are seeing on the seashell is not there. But silver itself exists elsewhere. This is in the worldly instance. In the worldly instance, what happens? Yadyapi shuktikayam rajatam nasti tatapi sthalantare tadvartate. Elsewhere it exists. Tad darshana kruta samskara vashaddi shuktau rajata rupayam api rajata buddhi rudeti. Since you have seen silver before and carrying those impressions of previous experience, those experiences, those impressions are in your mind. That is the reason why you are able to mistake here. Suppose you have never seen such a thing called silver in your life. If you have never seen a silver called in your such a thing called silver in your life, would you mistake a rope to be? Would you mistake a seashell to be silver? Because To be able to mistake, you must have had an experience of silver sometime, somewhere in your life. If you have never seen silver, if you don't know what is silver, when you see a seashell, oh, there is something shining, there is something shining, only you say. You would not say it is a silver. Okay? Because you have never seen what is silver. Oh, something is shining, you say. People say, oh, you mean silver? Silver? He asks again, what is silver? See, if a person has never seen silver, he would only simply say, oh, something shining I have seen, something white and glowing I have seen. Other people ask, oh, did you see silver there? He replies, silver? No, I don't know what is silver, but I saw something shining. Again he says, oh, you mean that shining is silver? Oh, people call shining object as a silver? The glowing object as a silver? Do people call it? He says, every shining object is not silver, but I am asking you, did you see the silver? Another person has. Every shining object may not be silver, but the way you are explaining, from what you are explaining, it seems you have seen the silver. From what you have explained, it seems you have seen the silver. Therefore he says, oh, it is a silver. Then he says, oh, some people call silver what I have experienced as a shining object. Still he doesn't know what is silver. Okay? I am imagining all this event. You understood it is imagination. It never happened. So from this, if he has never seen silver before, he would say something shining, but never say that I am seeing silver, because silver he has never seen before. So in the worldly instance, if you have seen the snake before, then only you can make a mistake. Suppose you have never seen the snake before, you think a snake like rope only, you think an object like a snake, but you wouldn't know that it is a snake. Therefore, even to mistake, tad darshana kruta samskara vashadi, because of the impressions gathered from based upon your previous experience, shuktau rajata rupayamapi arajata rupa, even the seashell which is not silver, taken to be silver. The silver taken to be what? Taken to be silver which you have seen before somewhere. That memory you have it. So at least that memory is helpful in making a mistake. So he says, Tena yatra yatra bhrantihi tatra tatra samaropitena anyatra kutrachitu vastutah sthitena bhavyamiti syat kasya chinmatihi. Seeing this, seeing what? That when you mistake something, what you mistake it for? Here you mistook it for silver. Okay. What you mistook it for silver, andre silver endu ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ಏನೆಂದು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೋ, ದೇನಿಗ ಪರಪಡ್ತಾಡೋ, ಯಾವುದೆಂದು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂಥ ಪದಾರ್ಥವನ್ನು. ಅಂದರೆ అంత పదార్థమును ఎప్పుడో ముందొకసారి చూసి ఉండాలి. చూసి ఉండకపోతే, ನೋಡದಿದ್ದರೆ ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗುವ ಅವಕಾಶವಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಸಚ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಕೆಲವರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೇ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಕನ್ನಡ, ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ known to us. If I speak in English, some people say again we are not able to understand English so well, therefore we prefer Kannada alone. I don't know what to do. India is a land of many languages and many problems. Okay. We say that India is a pluralism and we live together happily. It is true. We have a pluralism. We have many ways, many thoughts, many languages, many customs, many way of talking, many way of quarreling. We always do. Okay. We have got many ways of quarreling also. We don't have one way of quarreling. You see, the Muslim has got only one way of quarreling. Christian quarrels only one way. Communist also quarrels only one way. But Hindus have got plentiful ways of quarreling. Plentiful ways of abusing also. And we feel proud that we have got pluralism, plurality and all that. But I tell you, it sometimes gives problem also. Because the same Vedanta is not reaching everybody because of too many languages. If there is a one good speaker who knows well, he is not able to reach everybody. This is also creating a problem. Everything has its own advantage and disadvantage. Okay. Everything has its own advantage, disadvantage. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfectly good. Everything has its own advantage. Okay. So here, therefore, I try to say a little bit in Kannada or even Telugu. Okay. So what you have mistake, generally we think like that. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಹೀಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದನ್ನು ಏನಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವೋ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ, ಏನೆಂದಾಗಿ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವೋ, ಅಂದರೆ ಹಗ್ಗವನ್ನು ಹಾವಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೋಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ನೇಕ್, ದ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಟು ಬಿ, ದಟ್ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ವೇರ್. ದಟ್ ಸರ್ಪ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ మరొక చోట తప్పక ఉండాల్సిందే, లేకపోతే ఇక్కడ చూడటం అసంభవం. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡುವುದು ಅಸಂಭವ. If it was not seen elsewhere, it is impossible to mistake here. This is what we think. Now he says, referring to this, ತೇನ ಯತ್ರ ಯತ್ರ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ ತತ್ರ ತತ್ರ ಸಮಾರೋಪಿತೇನ ಅನ್ಯತ್ರ ಕುತ್ರಚಿತ್ ವಸ್ತುತಸ್ಥಿತೇನ ಭಾವ್ಯಂ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ is the superimposed thing must be existing somewhere. It must be existing, otherwise it would not come. Okay. Some people Divya Drishti, do you know? Just an example, little diversion. Some people that Nadi Jyotishya, or some people have Divya Drishti, some people see some Jyotisham. There, some other things, you see, while repeating he says, are you like this? Are you like this? He asks. We were wondering why is he asking all those things. He says, if a person is about to come, of that name or of that nature, about to visit us, beforehand alone this book start telling such people. Why? Because he is likely to come. Such a person is likely to come. So we are imagining you could be one of them. So the Divya Drishti, before a person is going to come, they start feeling 2 or 3 kinds of people, 10 kinds of people. So you would be one of them. Like that, if there is an adhyasa, you must have seen it before somewhere, then only adhyasa is possible. That means you have seen already. This is what we think generally, because that's how the life is. But he says no. This is not a uniform rule, generalized rule. There are cases, or at least there is a case where without seeing it before ever, you could mistake. This is the special point which Swamiji is touching here. Kutrachit vastutah stitena bhavyamiti syat kasyachinmatih tamapakartum. To deny, to reject it, he says, lokanubhavantarodaharanam. He gives another laukikanubhava, another common experience of people. He refers to another common experience of people. What is it? Ekaschandra sadvitiyavat, one moon appears as 2. Have you ever seen 2 moons in your life? Generally people think to mistake something for other, that other as what we mistake, as something which we mistake for, means for what we mistake, that we must have seen before. ಯಾವದಾಗಿ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವೋ, ಯಾವದಾಗಿ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಿರಬೇಕು, that must be there somewhere. Okay, he says that is not necessary. That may be true in case of worldly instance of adhyasa, but here the atmadhyasa, you are seeing the jagat for the first time. Brahman is mistaken for jagat. Atma Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupam is mistaken for the world. Okay. And this world, people say, you must have seen the world before, otherwise how would you mistake the Brahman for the snake, Brahman for the world? Okay. You must have seen the Jiva before. You must have seen the world before. If you have not seen the world and Jiva before, how would you mistake Brahman for this world and this snake, this Jiva? This is an exception here. You have not seen before. Because before and later, all that is included in one world. There is only one world. There is only one Jivatvam. There is no another Jivatvam whose experience, which you have experienced and carrying the samskaras. This is only the one world, first world, fresh world, which you have never seen before. Because before and later is also part of the world. Okay. before I have seen the world is also part of this world. There is only one world. Okay. And therefore, this one world is a direct misunderstanding. It doesn't require previous samskaras. Post-Shankarites try to posit that you must have seen the world before and try to explain. Here you see Shankara says, Ekas Chandra Sadvitiyavat. Like the one moon appears as two. Have you seen another two moons in your life ever? Have you ever seen two moons? ಎರಡು ಚಂದ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿಯಾದರೂ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನೋಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ఇద్దరు చంద్రులను ఇద్దరు చంద్రులను ఎప్పుడన్నా చూసారా? చూడలేదు. అయినా ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది, ఆದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. You are seeing the two moons here, though which you have never seen before. That means even if you have not seen before, still you can see it, because this is a fresh adhyasa. It doesn't depend upon previous samskara. It doesn't require a previous experience. This is the first experience. This is a direct experience, because this is not due to the memory or impressions of the past, because past, present, future all put together is one world. There is only one world. There is no second world. There is no previous jivahood. The previous jivahood, present jivahood, all this put together one jiva. Previous jagat and present jagat, all this put together is one jagat. Therefore, you cannot expect to have a previous world of which you are carrying samskara and again project this world. This explanation of previously experiencing it and with the help of those samskara again mistaking it, this previous experience and memory samskaras and the present adhyasa, this explanation is applicable to worldly instance of adhyasa. But Atma adhyasa, there is no second world, there is no earlier jiva. All this is one jiva, one world and one thing. Therefore, all this is directly adhyasa without requiring previous samskaras. For this he gives one example. Ekas Chandra Sadvitiyavat. One moon appears as two. Here Swamiji explained, Nahi Dvitiya Chandraha Kutrachidapi Drishtapurvaha. Has anybody seen two moons? Probably you are a cataract. Person suffering from cataract may see two moons. Okay. In fact, that is exactly the example we are giving. Okay. Tathapi Purva Drishtaha Iva. As if you have seen another moon before, Vastavika Chandra Sadrushaha Iva. As if exactly similar to this one moon, real moon. The second moon looks exactly similar to the first moon, similar to the real moon. First moon is real moon, second moon is seconded moon, kalpita moon, projected moon. Okay. Vastavika Chandra Sadrushaiva cha Vyomni Bhasate Taimerikasya. In the sky he sees a second moon. Who? Taimerikaha. Taimerikaha, person suffering from cataract. These days I think you want to see second moon, because as soon as the cataract develops, immediately people undergo operation. In ancient days they would allow it to develop, and much later they would do cataract operation. These days cataract operations are very common, very easy. Instantly they will remove it and no cataract at all. Okay. Nahi Dvitiya Chandra Dvitiya Chandra, second Chandra, nobody has seen before. Vastavika Chandra Sadrushaha iva cha Vyomni Bhasate Taimerikasya. Yet the cataract, person under cataract sees the second moon. Tadeva ataha sadvitiyatvam chandre asadapyavabhasate. Therefore, second moon without being there, without being seen before. Okay. The second moon you have not seen before. You don't have the samskara of a second moon. You have got only one moon and only one samskara of one moon. You have seen only one. Yet without seeing the second moon, you take this moon to be another moon also. Additionally another moon, two moons. Okay. Sadapyavabhasate iti sopi adhyasayeva. Idu adhyasave. Adhyasaki previous samskaras are not required. Okay. It is a direct adhyasa, anubhava rupa adhyasa. तदेव हि द्वितीयचन्द्रस्य असत्वं नाम यद् अतैमिरिकेण पुरुषेण कुत्राप्यशक्यदर्शनत्वं. Then how do you know? How do you know that it is an adhyasa? Atha sadvitiyatvam chandre. Okay. Tadeva hi dvitiya. Second moon means what? Second moon means the moon which you are seeing, dvitiya chandrasya asatvam nama. Second moon is non-existent. Second moon, ಎರಡನೆಯ ಚಂದ್ರ non-existent. రెండవ చంద్రుడు లేడు. అయినా రెండవ చంద్రుడిని చూస్తున్నాను, ಎರಡನೆಯ ಚಂದ್ರನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಚಂದ್ರಸ್ಯ ಅಸತ್ವನ್ನಾಮ ಯದ್ ಅತೈಮಿರಿಕೇಣ ಪುರುಷೇಣ ಕುತ್ರಾಪ್ಯಶಕ್ಯ ದರ್ಶನಂ. Person without cataract can never see. That is the only proof. That you are seeing a second moon, that is the only proof. You don't require a previous samskara. You require only to compare with others and see that, oh, he is not seeing the second moon, I am seeing. That is adhyasa. A person without cataract, cataract illadavanu, ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ದೋಷ ಇಲ್ಲದವನು, ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ, ತೆಲುಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟ್ಲ ಹೂವು, ಚತ್ವಾರಂ they call, ಚತ್ವಾರಂ or ಕಂಟ್ಲ ಹೂವು. So who doesn't have cataract cannot see. Therefore what I am seeing is a second moon, non-existing moon. That's the only thing is dvitiya chandrasya asatvannama. Dvitiya chandra is not there means second moon is not there means what? Second moon which is appearing to you under cataract is not visible to another person without cataract. That's what it means. There is no second moon. What does it mean? That means the second moon which you are seeing is not visible to another person without cataract with a healthy eyes. Person with healthy eyes can't see what you are seeing. That means the defect is in you. So, okay. So, kutrapyashakya darshanatvam tasmat adhishtane tadanyatra va yat kvachitapi adrishtapurvam. Therefore, the world and jiva bhava which you have never seen before, still you are feeling that you are a jiva and you are seeing the world. This experience you never had before, because even to talk of before, again you have to be same adhyasa. It is only one adhyasa, you don't have second adhyasa. Can you imagine another waking state? You are in waking state. You imagine another waking state. Oh yes, yesterday's waking state. But yesterday, today is put together is one waking state. Yesterday, today is a one continuous waking state. How do you say that is another? Now you cannot even imagine another waking state, okay? Because to be able to think of another waking state, this waking state should come to an end. If this comes to an end, you have no thought of waking at all. Therefore, you cannot think of another waking state as long as you are in this waking state. Similarly, second itself is impossible to imagine. So, tasmat adhishtane tadanyatra va. Whether in the adhishtana or elsewhere, yat kvachidapi adrishtapurvam tasyapi sambhavitaha eva adhyaropaiti siddham. Andre what you have not seen before, you don't need a previous experience, you don't need a samskara of your previous experience to mistake. You mistake because you find directly it is a mistake. It is a direct anubhava, swabhavikaha naisargikaha, Shankaracharya says. Okay, tasmat anubhavanusaryapi idam adhyasa lakshanamiti. Therefore, this definition is anubhavanusari. Okay, now the second chapter in Sugama. First is adhyasa in general we told. What is that topic? Adhyasa pratignya bhashyam. Second was adhyasa lakshana bhashyam. Second chapter is not complete. We have come to the conclusion. Therefore, I am just telling. Still, there is a little bit. Why little bit? There is a big thing alone. In the adhyasa lakshanam, what Bhashyakara told, the definition of adhyasa, so that now you can see what once you define and show in your anubhava, it becomes much clearer. Yes, this adhyasa is possible. This adhyasa is in our life. At the time of defining adhyasa, that is beginning of the second chapter, it was said that adhyasa, Acharya is pointing out there is adhyasa in life. But you tell what exactly is adhyasa. If you tell clearly and define the adhyasa clearly, then with the help of that definition, I can look at my life and say whether there is adhyasa in my life or not. I can pinpoint it, I can recognize it for sure. So he says, okay. Then he gives definition. All the definition and explanation of the definition and all that is over. Okay. During the adhyasa, you would not know that it is adhyasa. Second thing is, adhyasa doesn't need a previous experience and previous memories or samskaras. It is a directly adhyasa, that's all. It is an unprecedented direct adhyasa. The previous letter is also within the adhyasa. This is what he explained it. Now next point comes. In fact, with this second chapter should conclude, but here Swamiji is touching a little discussion. It looks a little elaborate alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. 9 pages. He is discussing how adhyasa is interpreted by post-Shankarite Vedantins like Bhamati, Vivarana and all those people. And he shows point by point rebuttal, argument by argument. Each sentence he takes and shows how their explanation of adhyasa is illogical, against experience, against bhashya. How they interpret adhyasa. People ask, you say that Sachidananda Swamiji is something special, he has done very great thing and he based upon only Shankara Bhashya and post-Shankarites talk differently. What is that? What is that? They ask again and again. I have been telling in my classes repeatedly. Again ask what is that? Here you will see Swamiji is referring to post-Shankarite explanation of adhyasa, and from the standpoint of Shankara's definition of adhyasa shows the contradiction, how they are unnecessarily weaving lot of speculation which are illogical, against anubhava, and unnecessary dragging and going elsewhere. It looks so illogical, and Swamiji shows clearly adhyasa is anubhava vedya. Bhashyakara also told, nobody need to doubt, nobody has any problem in understanding it. It is very clear. Yet they try to speculate and explain something, how it is wrong. Now I think today is the time of tomorrow we'll discuss it. Though it is 52, it's enough. He say only heading I read. Next point is a 12th point, number 12, 1, 2. It is Ekiya Varnanam Adhyasasya. That means somebody's explanation of adhyasa. How they define, how adhyasa is a process. Earlier I told you the process, the method of adhyasa formation, and then all those things, the relationship of adhyastha, adhisthana, how do you remove by jnanam, all these things they have got a very peculiar, they manufactured a huge multi-storied building they manufactured in the name of adhyasa. So I told you already that Swamiji himself is going to discuss in detail, so I will not touch it, though I touched it little bit. Now we discuss elaborately. So Ekiya Varnanam Adhyasasya. After that, this he explains in 2.5 pages. 2.5 pages their concept of adhyasa, formation of adhyasa, the process of adhyasa, and what happens during that, all that they give explanations. Then 13th point Shankaracharya replies how it is wrong. This will go for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 pages, 7 pages. Okay, 2.5 pages question, Purvapakshas, 7.5 pages reply. Okay, it is interesting how they have misunderstood. Then what is the right way of understanding adhyasa becomes much more clearer. Okay, so Ekiya Varnanam Adhyasasya. So there post-Shankarite explanation of adhyasa. Atra kechit varnayanti. Only 1 or 2 sentences, not much, because anyway we have to discuss it in the next class. Atra kechit varnayanti. Kelavaru hige varnana maduttare. Jnana, some people explain it like this: Jnanasya Vishaya Pakshapatitvat Arajatasya cha Rajatavat Avabhasane Shuktirālambanam Rajatam Tvabhasate iti Vaiparityapatehe Mitchaiva Rajatam Abhaditi Vyavaharanusarena Mitcha Rajatam Laukika Paramartha Rajata Vilakshanam Abhinavameva Rajata Jnanavalambanam Tatkale Samutpadyate iti Kalpaniyam. This is the first point. I think it is a shocking point, but I think let me reserve it, postpone it for next class. Otherwise, once I touch it, it is a big topic. It's very interesting how post-Shankarites have explained it. We will see. in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. So tomorrow will be Vishuddha Vedanta Sara. Nididhyasana we have finished. We have finished means we have our explanation of Nididhyasana is finished. You are doing Nididhyasana, it continues until you get Jnanam, it continues. Itself will come to an end. Nididhyasana madi itself will disappear in Brahma Jnanam. That's all. ಅದೇ ತಾನೇ ನಿಂತು ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪವಾಗಿ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫಿನಿಶಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ವಿಶುದ್ಧ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸಾರ ಇಂಟು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್, ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿತ್ವ ಎಟ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಟಾಕ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅನುಭವಾನುಸಾರಿ ಉಪದೇಶ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ಅನುಭವಾನುಸಾರಿ ಆರ್ ಅನುಭವಮಾಶ್ರಿತ್ಯ, ಅನುಭವ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಉಪದೇಶ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮನಃಪ್ರಧಾನ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಉಪದೇಶ. ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಹಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಉಪಾಸನ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸನ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ಉಪದೇಶ. ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್, ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್, ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. We will discuss, you must have heard Karma Yoga, but anyway, our way of then Karma Yoga, how Karma Yoga is useful in Vedanta Vichara, what is the nature of Karma Yoga, what are all the points involved in it, and other certain spiritual qualities. Okay? Adhyatmika gunas, how to cultivate, all that we discuss. Then the last chapter is Kritakritya Lakshanam, Jivan Mukta state, how a Jivan Mukti behaves, how he lives, all that also he says. With that the book concludes. Okay, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.